Welcome to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. And in today's video we are going to be discussing the Supercopa de Catalunya, which did take place tonight between Barcelona and Girona. Unfortunately, on the night we did end up losing the Super Cup by a 0-0, a Christian Stuani penalty, the only difference between the sides. But we dominated this game against what was a pretty strong Girona side, and certainly there were some very big performances from some of our youth prospects here that should give us some really good confidence looking to the future, and it was nice to see that tonight. All of that and some more, of course. Let's discuss it. So if we first of all take a look at the lineup that Ernesto Valverde chose for this game, and I have to say it was very, very similar to the one that we were discussing in the match preview. A lot of the players that we really hoped to see, Ernesto Valverde, credit where it's due, he gave them their opportunity tonight in a Barcelona shirt. Jasper Cillessen here started on the night as the Barcelona captain. Samuel Umtiti here played 45 minutes of the game, and that's going to be really vital for him, getting that under his belt, certainly getting some more game time, getting up to speed again. That's absolutely vital. I thought Jason Murillo there was really good in defence, and credit to him, he's hardly played since he came in on loan, and to be fair tonight, he was very solid and certainly is a good option for us. Moussa Wagué out here played the full 90 minutes, as did Juan Miranda. Really happy to see both of those players getting the full 90 minutes. Thought at times, you could see maybe Wagué getting a bit exposed, but you've got to consider here, Girona had some really good attacking players. Patrick Roberts was really impressive for them, Dumbia as well, a lot of pace there, and certainly these guys are not used to playing against the players that Girona have week in, week out, so it was a learning experience, a very, very good one. Todibo, I'm going to come on to very shortly. I want to talk more about him. Riqui Puig, exactly the same. Carlos Alenia on the night was really, really unlucky. He struck the bar after we went behind. It was a 1-0 to Girona. He had a chance there to make it 1-0. It deserved a goal. There was phenomenal build-up into the box. Alenia heads it against the crossbar. Very, very unlucky. It was Collado here from the left-hand side. Boateng, I'm going to come on to later. And Malcolm there, who was trying to make things happen. If anybody was going to score tonight, it was probably going to be between Alenia, Puig, and certainly Malcolm. He was trying to make things happen from that right-hand side. He was out here, he was coming centrally, he was switching over to the left as well. He had an effort here over on this side, blocked by Arizos in that first half, and he also cut in with a shot in the second. He was unlucky, but again, 90 minutes of football for him tonight, that's going to do him the world of good. But I absolutely have to talk to you a bit more here about Jean-Clair Todibo, a player that we certainly have been very excited now to see ever since we brought him in, of course, in the January transfer window, coming in for such a low fee, a very promising player, just 19 years old, and somebody who we all felt would sort of slot in at the centre-back position. It was known that in his former club he could drop into midfield when he needed to, but I have to say tonight, when he started there in that deep-lying midfield position, it was a surprise to me, and it was even more of a surprise in how he played, because I think in that midfield position, he was actually very, very good, and it was a bit different perhaps to somebody like Busquets, somebody like, Alenia in that midfield. He was somebody there who was more of a physical presence, he's 6'3", but at the end of the day, he was also very good with the ball. The ball at his feet, he was moving it, he was looking for passes, he played a nice few long balls, in behind, out wide, he was certainly looking to spread the play, and also, there was some really silky moments in there as well. He had a nutmeg, he had a pirouette turn, and in that midfield position, he did not look out of place, and I think eventually, to be honest, as we saw in the second half, when Umtiti came off, and then Oriol Busquets came on in that midfield, we then saw Todibo drop back to the centre of defence, and I think, to be honest, as his career goes on, we are going to see him mainly at the centre of defence. But just look at what those characteristics in midfield, he could adapt those to centre-back. Be good on the ball, bringing the ball out, having that confidence, having that elegance on the ball. That is going to be really key when he's playing at centre-back, and certainly in a Barcelona team, that is going to be fantastic. And I think tonight, we saw from Todibo a lot of promise, a lot of potential, and I think certainly we've got to hope to see more of this man in a Barcelona shirt, because tonight, when you consider that he hasn't played a competitive match of football since the 3rd of November. Not since the 3rd of November has he played in a competitive match. That was in Liga 1 for his old team there. And certainly tonight, he showed no signs of rustiness. He looked ready. We all know that he's been working really hard behind the scenes. And certainly tonight, you can see there a player with so much potential. And another player, of course, that we know of with so much potential is none other than Riqui Puig. Of course, he's a player that we always enjoy sitting down and watching. And just like Todibo, we have to see more of this. We simply have to see more minutes in a Barcelona shirt in the first team for this man Riqui Puig, because quite frankly, he is ready. I'm not saying he's ready to play every week, he's not ready to play against the really top sides, but just like Carlos Alenia has come into the first team and he already looks established, he already looks like he belongs there, he's certainly calm under pressure, he's not really fazed by being in the first team, time, I see exactly the same sort of characteristics in Riqui Puig. A lot of people will say he's too small, he's quite slight in possession, but at the end of the day, he can protect the ball. He can certainly get his body, he knows he's very intelligent in the way that he plays, and I think he's ready there to make that step up because he just looks right. When he takes the ball, when he receives it, when he's making those bursting runs through midfield, he's always positive. He's always got his head up and he's always looking around, analysing the picture ahead of him, looking for that pass. And again tonight you saw that against a good Girona side. Certainly a lot of quality from Puig, a lot of really good things in the final third as well. He was looking to make things happen. He was there trying to get shots away, trying to put players in, put it in behind. And certainly tonight again, his stock is rising. Valverde again tonight would have seen a very promising young man. And again, somebody we have to see more of because he's pure quality. A player though, unfortunately tonight, who it simply did not happen for, and once again you'd have to say from Kevin Prince Boateng's point of view, it just isn't happening right now in a Barcelona shirt. Now we don't really know whether he's fully fit. He's got ongoing knee problems. It's his birthday today. He's 32 years of age. He's had a long career. It really does look now as though, was this a good move in the January transfer window? Has he really added anything since he come in as that backup forward role? And certainly tonight, once again, unfortunately, he did look a bit out of place. He was looking there as a central forward, but he didn't really seem to understand whether he's supposed to come deep, whether he's supposed to play in more of a false nine role, whether he's supposed to go in behind, whether he's supposed to be there as a target man. And it didn't really look as though Boateng was understanding his role in this team, and certainly he is still adapting to Barcelona. He's not quite making the right moves, he's not quite making the right sort of timing with his teammates, his passing was a bit off, and certainly in front of goal, there was no real threat there tonight. It was like we were playing without a striker in many ways. He was drifting here and there, and there was no real threat from that forward position in terms of scoring a goal. Because like I say, if we were going to score tonight, it was going to be Malcolm, it was going to be from midfield with Puig and Alenya. It wasn't really coming from Boateng, and that's disappointing. We need to see more. I'm sure that he's trying. He's certainly not for a lack of trying. He wants to do more, but unfortunately, it's just not happening for him right now. And in general tonight, guys, what I want to say about this Girona game is, a lot of people look at this tonight and they'll say, look, it's just a friendly game. It doesn't really matter. It wasn't playing for anything. Therefore, the performances of the young players like Todibo, like Riqui Puig, we shouldn't lead an awful lot into that simply because it was a sort of glorified friendly in the Supercopa de Catalunya. And in some ways, yes, tonight's game wasn't a competitive one, but at the same time, I would actually say this kind of game here is much more of a test than it would be in the early rounds of the Copa del Rey, where we also see these guys play, but then it's against second division sides, it's against third division sides in Spanish football, and really you're playing against players who are not good quality. But at the same time tonight, these guys are playing against Girona, a very established La Liga side, a very good team. They've beaten the likes of Real Madrid this season, and they still had tonight their first team players out there playing at a high level. And tonight we saw the likes of Riqui Puig, Todibo take them on head to head, face to face, and they were really competing and doing well, and that can only be a good thing. What we have to see now is this progression, these young players finding a path to the first team and really believing that that window of opportunity is there to go and play in the first team and make that step up. And I think the pre-season campaign certainly coming up this summer is going to be vital. Valverde has to be looking at these players. We've got to make the right move for them in terms of their career, in terms of their progression, because these guys are simply too good to miss out on. Either give them game time, see them go out on loan, whatever you need to do to really get the best out of them and just make sure they're progressing and developing in the right way, because we really do have here a lot of good quality young players, and I see a lot of people saying all the time La Masia is dead, there's nobody good coming out of Barcelona B. That's absolutely rubbish. The talent is certainly there. There's certainly players who've got the ability, got the courage, got the characteristics to succeed at Barcelona. What they need now is that pathway to the first team, and that's what Valverde, if he does stay, if he wants to stay as a Barcelona coach for a longer period of time, he has to now start focusing on bringing that through, overseeing that transition now for the big players in the first team who are getting on, the key players of course, and seeing now through that younger generation. And tonight we got to see that, we got to see flashes of that brilliance, of that potential, and that's why, to be honest guys, I really do enjoy these kind of games. Obviously yes, it wasn't a competitive game tonight, it wasn't all that incredible in terms of the intensity, and of course we ended up losing the game, but at the same time we get to see these guys on the pitch. We want to see more of that. It's enjoyable to see that, and seeing somebody come from Barcelona B, a talented player, come through the ranks and then make it at the first team. That's why we're all here. That's why we love Barcelona. That character, that unique reference there of really believing in the values of the club, right down to Barcelona B, to La Masia, to that work ethic. You want those kind of players making their name, progressing through the ranks, and eventually making it at Barcelona. That is what we all want to be part of and want to be seeing. So if you did watch the game tonight, guys, please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the individual performances, the collective display. We did dominate Girona, to be fair. 65% possession on the night. We certainly had an awful lot of the ball. Certainly in that second half, we were banging on the door. We did deserve to get a goal, no doubt about that. But on the night, Girona 1, Barcelona 0. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, guys, I will see you soon with more videos. But until then, as always, Visca el Barça!